Scorch, I need you to demo that bunker for me.
Good. I'm dying to blow something up. Would you like a large or small crater, sir?
What's up, Knights of X, and welcome to today's video, where today we're going to talk about the best 5v5 Grand Arena teams for the up-and-coming Grand Arena season. And this is going to be the first time in a 5v5 format that we talk about the new Datacron set, add in some focus Datacrons, going to be pure insanity, and a brand new Lord Vader team that completely changes the way we approach offense and defense. It creates this whole ripple effect where it's going to completely change how we approach certain teams. So we're going to talk about all of that today. If you guys have not seen these types of videos of mine before, I break it into three categories. One being the best offensive teams, defensive teams, and a category I like to call flex, where they can be put on either offense and defense depending on your situation. If you want to throw off your opponent, they can work both on offense and defense. But there's a lot of changes from the list from last time because of certain focus Datacrons, and like I said, new Datacrons. So you're going to see GLs in certain teams in places they've never been before. But as always, guys, if you enjoy my content and you want to see me further progress, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to support me. That is the best way to do it, guys, and you know I appreciate it. So let's get this list started with the best defensive teams and see what I came up with. Starting with the best defensive teams, we have to talk about the brand new Lord Vader team, guys. It is absolutely insane what this team is going to do. There's going to be Scorch. He may not be available for the first week, but he will be for the second and third, which means the Lord Vader team is going to be complete, and they're going to be insane. Honestly, this team is already very difficult to deal with. Adding a Scorch who has a GAC Omicron, and it's just going to really cause issues. And we don't know what's going to work and what doesn't with Scorch, but it's not going to be easy. But for the first week, if you guys do have all these marquees up and running, I recommend putting in Tarkin as a fifth. He actually does a lot of work with his offense down buffs and his critical chance down, as well as his buff that he provides to Empire and Darkside clones. Really strong with Lord Vader. Doesn't break up any other team. You can keep your Maul somewhere else and other really strong Empire. So I think this is going to be a really strong first week team for Lord Vader, and you can't go wrong. But if you guys are going for Scorch, obviously throw him in there. He's going to be insane. Next up, we have to talk about Rey, and I'm going to show you two different variants for Rey, because there's going to be one that's breaking up a bunch of teams and one that's going to be not breaking up that many teams. But the one team that I'm showing is Insanity, and it actually shuts down two go-to counters for Rey. Does not make it as consistent as it normally is, and that's going to be Rey, Ben, Ezra Exile, the Sana Staros level 9 Datacron, and Cal Kestis. I faced this in the last week of 5v5 season, and it was absurd. I went ahead and used SLKR, and it was a horrible banner win. Wasn't good at all. So I'm pretty sure it stops Leia, and it really, really causes issues for a Star Killer Malicos, the Vegito team I call. It causes massive issues. The only downfall to this, in my opinion, is that the Sana Staros Datacron is so valuable on offense as well, because you could take out a ton of GLs and other overpowered teams. That's the drawback. But since we have other overpowered Datacrons in terms of the focus ones, it kind of can help you out. So you don't really need a Sana Staros team to take out a Jabba. You can use Dr. Aphra. So that's an example of that. But if you guys are really trying to make a very overpowered Rey team, this, in my opinion, is going to be one of the best Rey teams you could set this season. But if you don't want to combine them or you want to use your Stana for offense, I recommend this second option, which is going to be Rey, Ben, Enfys Nest level 9, L3, and General Kenobi. It's not unbeatable, but it can definitely cause major issues and shut down a bunch of different counters. So General Kenobi with the critical hit immunity, Enfys Nest and L3 not being able to get hit with the Smuggler level 6, and Nestus 9 with constantly calling to assist, can definitely cause many issues. It's a very annoying team. You can't hit them. They have critical hit immunity. You can't get rid of Rey and Ben right away. This is going to be my go-to when I feel like changing it up this Grand Arena season, when I want to use my Sana on offense. That's what I'm going to recommend. And then I'm going to bring up the next pair of two. That's what I'm going to do with this video. I want to show you different options where you can mix and match. You're not set to one different team. So I want to show you, if you set your Ezra Exile with Rey and you want to put your Ahsoka on defense, I recommend putting Ahsoka down with Wat Tambor and the rest of the Spectre squad. What that's doing is it's putting the tank tech on Ahsoka, which makes her very difficult to deal with, and it actually shuts down the bow counter. Does it shut down other GL counters? Absolutely not. But it allows you to move your Ezra Exile to Rey while also keeping her as a viable defensive team that's not getting beaten by bow. If Ahsoka gets beaten by bow on defense, it's not going to be worth it. She's a very expensive GL and should not be taken out by an epic confrontation like that. So if you want to do that and you want to set Rey option 1, I recommend putting Ahsoka with Wat. If you go with the Rey second option, I'm recommending the regular Spectre Ahsoka squad because this makes a fully functional, difficult team to beat. Ezra Exile's bug is now working with the backup plan, so it's no longer a bug. Those are going to be my recommendations for Ahsoka. We all know how tough that team is. And next is going to be Baylan with the Mercenary Hunter level 9. And if you guys are fortunate enough to still have this Datacron, really transforms the Baylan team. It makes it very difficult. It forces your opponent to use something very strong, like a Kylo. SOKR is probably going to be the go-to counter for this. So, in some people's minds, that'll not be an even trade-off because of how expensive Kylo with Darkseid Rey is. So, but if you do have it, you have to set it on defense because it's too strong to get passed up on. If you don't have Baylan, you're going to see him later on in the video with a different team. But that's going to be my recommendation for Baylan if you have the Mercenary Hunter level 9. Next up, Queen Amidala. Always advocating for Queen Amidala on defense because of how annoying she can be. And with the Shaak Ti Echo lineup, it causes major issues for certain counters such as Inquisitors, Great Mothers. That AoE daze and and the heal immunity from Echo is very obnoxious. It's really good. And not that we have a Bad Batch Datacron. I'm not sure it's going to matter much on this team, but it's still available if you guys have it. But Shaak Ti, very good for passing the turnover. Very hard to get through. I do like Queen on defense this season, and it's always going to be obnoxious. How can we not talk about this dude? This team causes me more issues than you can imagine. Saw Gerrera with his level 9 Datacron is so next level bonkers broken, I can't even describe it. You pair him with Luthen, Kyle Katarn, Captain Rex, and I threw in Baze as a pre-taunting tank with a good buff removal. It's going to be insane. You get through the spawn, he's going to take his bonus turn and keep applying that blind. They're going to do max health damage on the level 6 with Captain Rex. Kyle Katarn's going to hit like a truck. Expect big things from this team on defense. I really think it is so already strong enough with the Omicron without a Datacron. With the Datacron, it's next levels, like S tier. Absolutely insane. If you have Saw with Luthen and the Datacron, place it on defense. It's going to cause more headaches for your opponent than you can imagine and get you a lot of holds. Then here, Finn with Zori, and still, I think Finn and Zori is a great team for like a back wall or a filler if you don't want to put too much on defense, like in terms of like the top end of your roster. There's still a 25% Terminator level 3, which really is good for Finn if he's fast. You still have the Smuggler level 6 if they can't hit Zori. That could shut down a bunch of counters as well. And Aphra is going to be way too overpowered of a counter for this team with Focus Datacron for you to use. So if your opponent is using a Aphra against a Finn, you're doing things right because they are overkilling that. So expect Finn on defense a ton, might get you some holds. Then we have to talk about Trench. And Trench, I think, is obviously going to be the best with Wat Tambor. So I didn't put him on the list because of the variant above with Ahsoka. Because I wanted to show you, I think Ahsoka is way more valuable up top than with a Trench team. But if you end up keeping the options all, secluded, not breaking up too many teams, definitely throw in Wat Tambor as the 5th. But if not, Geonosian Brood Alpha would be fine. Count Dooku has a Datacron. The Separatists have a Datacron. They will be pretty worth it on defense this season. Taking some banners can be pretty obnoxious. So expect your Separatists to get some holds this season. Now, this one's a pretty bizarre one. This one's going to be different for me that I'm just, recommending in the beginning. I think Maul DeLoreans are back on the table because now we have a Lord Vader team with clones that you don't really need Maul for. So what I'm going to recommend, and I have no idea how it's going to perform, I think it could definitely cause some issues, is Maul, Canderous, Gar Saxon, and Super Commando with the Imperial Probe Droid level 9. And my reasoning is that if your opponent continues to take turns, your Probe Droid is going to be taking bonus turns, which is going to trigger your Maul's Frenzy. and that means he's going to get more anguish and unload on the enemy team way quicker if he's not fast enough. So if you have the probe droid level 9 and you have the Terminator on a special level 3 for Darkseid, that could definitely throw off your opponent very much. Obviously, they could probably throw in some crazy overkill to get rid of it, but I think this team will be pretty strong, and I'm hoping it gets me some holds this season, so I'm going to try it out. Next defensive team, General Grievous with Stap, and we have a Grievous level 9, which is very strong. We also have a Damage Immunity level 6 for droids, 2 different sets. I do think you're going to get more value on Grievous on defense this season. I don't think Dark Trooper Moff Gideon might not be a guaranteed win anymore. There are times you can get stuck in a Terminator loop with all the target lock and all that Terminator generation, where you just get locked down, and you don't want to get locked down against a Grievous team because you're in for a long night. So, regardless if you have the previous set with the damage immunity, your opponent is at risk of timing out, or if they have the, you have the new Separatist set with Grievous, this team's going to do big things this season, so keep that in mind. Then Tuskens. We have to talk about Tuskens because they are still a very obnoxious team. Are they S tier? No. Are they one of the top teams in Grand Arena? No. But they're a good backwall team, and if your opponent does not have the right counter for them, they can completely stonewall you. It's happened to me in the past. They don't have an exclusive Datacron this set, but they're still very tough to deal with, and you cannot take them lightly. So Tuskens are still on the list. And the last one I'm going to include, because they do have a Datacron set, and they're still not very accessible, but I have to include them. It's going to be the new Bad Batch. I'm recommending either the Crosshair level 9 or the Batcher level 9. You can do very big things. If you don't have the Mercenary Hunter level 9 as well, throw them in with the new Bad Batch. They're very good at, getting some holds. If you have the Omicrons on Omega and Crosshair, even better. So that is going to be the defensive list. It was a little longer than usual. We're now going to get into the offensive list. To start out the offensive list, you can't not talk about Bane. He has to be the first on this list all the time because of how insane he is. There's going to be certain times where you have to combine him with Sith Eternal, so I include Sith Eternal here. But for the most part, Bane, going to get through a majority of teams, can help you in a pinch. Might be my go-to for Saw this season. I have to see. I don't know if that's completely overkill, but I'm really feeling like Bane versus Saw is going to be worth it in my opinion because of how annoying he is. If you want to combine him with Sith Eternal, make a super-powered Sith team, you can absolutely do that as well. Going to see big things from these two, always. Then Sidious. We have to talk about Sidious. I don't think Sidious will be as good in 5v5 than 3v3. Going to be a lot tougher for him. I still think he could take out a number of different squads, just not completely the top echelon. But if you have his Datacron, definitely utilize it. Don't try to go, bigger than you can, because it could cost you in certain matchups. It's definitely happened to me. He's not going to work against Balin anymore, especially if they have Hondo. It's just not going to happen. So Sidious, have to include him on offense because of the Datacron. You'll see him take out some certain teams. Then we got to talk about the Rule of 2, and same thing as Sidious. I don't think it's going to be as strong as it was in 3v3, obviously because there's going to be more targets. It means more likely for you to go down, but I still think it'll have a use. I'm hoping they could take out Great Mother still in 5v5. In terms of GLs, maybe Jabba. Leia might be difficult. You might have to have them really modded really fast. But I have to do some testing in Squad Arena. But I have to include them on the list because of how strong that Focus Datacron is. Next up, gotta talk about Leia. Leia is now, in my opinion, going to be an offensive staple. She's too valuable and going to be needed for so many teams to take out. And she's taken out way too easily on defense. So, in my opinion, Leia is an offensive GL for the time being. Might need her to take out a Leia, or take out a Lord Vader clone team. Might need to take out a Spectre Ahsoka team. Might need to take out a Rey team. So, Leia's value on offense is just too big for her to just be taken out by any, a Mon Mothma team on defense. So, Leia, offense. Then we got to talk about JML. JML, again, way too many defensive weaknesses. A offensive GL by far. We still have the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis level 9. We still have high protection Datacrons. So you're going to find a lot of use out of it. I don't know if JML can take out Darkseid clones. I have to do some more testing. I definitely will do that for you guys. But regardless, JML way better on offense than defense. Now we gotta talk about these two, and I'm starting to really get the hard truth that I have to just accept that an OG Star Killer team is just might not cut it anymore in Kyber 1, and that's hard to bite because of how good that team really is. Star Killer's having a hard time taking out race squads. It's just very difficult with the Smuggler level 6. It's hard with Ezra in there. So I'm going to throw him in there for now because he can still take out a number of different squads. But this Star Killer team might be forming into the Vegito team for the foreseeable future going. Like, just, you might have to combine them. So I'm including down here Seer Malicos crew, Fulcrum, and Star Killer. I didn't include Cal because of the Ray team that I listed earlier. But for the most part, I feel like you're going to go with this squad here because of just how strong Kyber 1 is getting and how smaller the map is. You just can't use all your teams. So if you can afford it and your opponent sets a race squad that can be beat by a Star Killer team, this is the Star Killer team for you. If not, they make an overpowered Ray team. You're going to have to combine them with this team. So that is going to be the Star Killer Malicos variant. Then here, Bo-Katan Mandalore. Not going to work against Lord Vader. Not going to happen with that Clone Trooper team. But that doesn't mean she's completely useless. You don't need Bam in here to be successful. She could still do well without Bam. So I'm throwing in Armor as the 5th. So that gives you the Bam Santa team on offense or defense that you want. So Bo, her viability is going down against Lord Vader. Would not recommend using her against Saw. Definitely not. But you could take out teams like Dark Trooper Moff Gideon or, you know, Gas or something like that. Still going to be valuable and have use, so she's still fine without Bam. I included Night Sisters in here because Night Sisters are very good offensively for banners with the Plague. You can find out a bunch of different cheeses. Is it the top team in Grand Arena? Definitely not, but I have to include them on the list because of how valuable they can be in terms of banners and cheesing certain teams. So really, keep Night Sisters on the offensive back burner. They will come in handy sometimes. Now, this one is going to be different for me. This one's different because I have never recommended Jabba out of the defensive or flex category. But in my opinion, you cannot set Jabba on defense this Grand Arena season. He has way too many counters to be put on defense. And until those focused Datacrons go away, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Afra makes Jabba not defensive viable. I'm recommending him for offense, and I'm taking out Chrysanthemum. You'll see why later. I think on offense, the Morian Guard's going to be fine. You're going to find a certain way to, have use out of him. Chrysanthemum's not essential for Jabba on offense, so that is the squad I'm recommending on offense for Jabba. And then Inquisitors, definitely recommending Inquisitors on offense because they can be beaten by Phoenix this season. You don't want to be beaten by Phoenix with Inquisitors. Inquisitors are a very good team, and that's the last thing you want is to lose to a Phoenix squad. So they could take out Kenobi. They could take out a bunch of different stuff. They could take out Balin, hopefully without the Mercenary Hunter level 9. So expect big things from Inquisitors, just not on defense this season. And that is going to wrap up the offensive list. We're now going to get into the flex category, which is one of my favorites. So let's do it. Starting out the flex, which is obviously really fun because you can have, great fun on offense and defense with it. We got to talk about the first two teams. The Bam Santa team with Dash and then filler for the other two. My personal favorite for this is going to be Quill and IG-11. I love the Terminator gains, the special buffs you get, the extra AoE from IG-11. It's really good. It really helps you just get out in the beginning if you have a fast Quill. That's the team I'm going to recommend, but if you don't have that, Han Solo and Chewbacca are going to still perform very well. I got a really fun video for you guys coming out soon that you're going to see. I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to see what this team can do, and it's absolutely insanity. Just stay tuned for that. But regardless, if you put them on offense and defense, they can definitely throw off your opponent. I don't think Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is going to be as easy as a win. So really, 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 if you have the Santa level 9, you want to use it on offense, this is the team to do it. Which goes to the next team in the flex, and this is where Chrysanthemum's coming in. Using him as a 5th with Darth Vader. The Focus Datacron is bonkers. It's really good. If you put it on offense, you're going to take out Jabba's easily. Not difficult at all. If you put it on defense, your opponent is going to have to figure out different counters because CLS is not going to work. You're not going to be able to target Aphra, and they're going to do way too much damage, and they're really tanky. So, expect big things from Aphra this season. That Focus Datacron is bonkers. Then, next up, I'm moving Kenobi to the flex because, surprisingly, this team, last 5v5 season, got me so many holes. I cannot describe how Mace causes issues for certain teams. I don't know why. And if you have a high armor pen, Kron, hey, we just got a subscriber. Awesome. Mid video. Thank you, Shawn Michaels, I think. Or Sean Whalen. Thank you so much. But, okay. JMK with Mace shut down Inquisitors a bunch. I was able to get wins against TJ from plotting and scheming with Mace. I think I got a hold with Mace almost every round. So, and what I was saying before, a high armor pen Kron makes Kenobi, Cat, hit extremely hard. So, offense or defense, Kenobi's going to have a great use. We got to talk about Old Republic. Old Republic is going to be strong with the Focus Datacron. Will Tusken still be able to beat them? I don't know. All I know is that tanks are immune to stun when Zalbar is available, so maybe that'll matter. They also have a ramping offense with debuffs expiring, so maybe Zalbar is going to hit like an absolute truck on an AoE and one-shot a team. We're going to have to see how it goes, but I have to put it on the list because of the Focus Datacron. We just have to wait and see. Then, Baylan owners that don't have the Mercenary Hunter level 9, this is going to be the team for you. You're going to want to use Hondo and then the Kira level 9. That Kira level 9 is really good, and I think it shuts down JML, if I remember correctly. So, don't worry if you don't have the Mercenary level 9 still. Kira's level 9 Datacron works amazing with Baylan, and also provides the Smuggler level 6 for Hondo and herself. So this is a really good team, offense or defense. It will perform. Then we have to talk about SLKR. SLKR, annoying on defense, but also has a ton of value on offense. Can help you take out a Spectre team with Ahsoka, help you take out a Leia squad, take out a Rey squad, take out a Jabba. This guy can take out almost anything. He is such a good team. But also on defense, if you don't have the right things, you're in for a long night. Bane is not always a guarantee. So, wherever you use Kylo, gonna have a use. Now we gotta talk about the old lady that is, has not reached her full potential yet. I'm gonna put her in the flex. I know people are disappointed with her. She's not in her base yet. We don't have new Mace. We don't have the new Marquise. But, she's not completely useless. I had fun with her in 3v3. I could take out a double Rex clone team. I was able to take out an Enoch team. So she has use. We're going to have to see in 5v5. I think Inquisitors are going to walk all over this if you put it on defense. But if your opponent uses Inquisitors for something else, they got to figure out another counter for them. So if you have the Omicrons and you want to place another defensive team, Jocasta Nu might have a use. And even on offense, you might be able to cheese out or cheek out a win against a certain team. So, I'm excited for this team. I want to try to find some use for it in 5v5, so it's got to be on the list. Then we got to talk about Malgus. We do have a Sith level 6 Datacron, which will make this team even stronger. We also have health as a stat, which means Malgus is going to hit like a truck on his second special. So, really excited for this team. I love Malgus as a faction, as a lore aspect, and he's really, really good. I like Marauder in there as a 5th, can cause massive issues and hit really hard. He's kind of tanky to get through sometimes, but with the Sith level 6, the bonus turn, the no revive, they're going to be really good this season. Next up, Great Mothers. Have to include Great Mothers. They are like the core of Flex because they definitely have a use in defense and offense. They could take out a Queen Amidala team. They could sometimes, I've seen videos and pictures in my Discord of them taking out GL Ahsoka Tano, which is insanity. That's incredible value. So Great Mothers, one of the most broken marquee teams to ever exist. They're really good. If you have them, you have to put them on defense or offense. They're just one of the best teams in the game. Now Traya. Traya with the Triumvirate, Savage, and Talon. Going to be really good. We have a Talon level 9, and I think we're going to really get the benefit of that Datacron more in 5v5. She hits insanely hard paired with the Triumvirate. She stacks crazy amounts of offense. She's going to be gaining a bunch of bonus turn meter and cooldown resets. This team is going to be really good defensively, and offensively, we're just going to have to see how we do, with the Datacron. We got to see if Sith Eternal can still take this out easily. I probably will, but for a non-GL team, going to be very tough. Then Gas. Gas, still one of the best teams in the game. Is the viability gone down a little bit? Definitely. Offensively, not the best in terms of banners. Defensively, can be pretty strong. I think Maul DeLoreans will be able to handle Gas a little bit. But in a pinch or a cleanup situation, Gas can take out a Ray squad. Take out one of those more annoying teams that you don't want to overkill. So no matter what, Gas will always have a use in Grand Arena. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is next, and paired with Enoch makes a very dangerous team because they can't be crit as easily. So I think this is going to be your best split for a Dark Trooper Moff Gideon team. You have your utility with Moff Gideon and Scout Trooper, you have your Death Trooper for your damage, and then you have your anti-crit and cleanse with Enoch. So very nice team. Offensive and defensively going to be really good. Then Gungans. Gungans, obviously, very obnoxious. I've had my fair share of annoyance with them in the past in terms of losing to them. If you have the light side max health damage level 3, they can do massive amounts of damage. Jar Jar with his death mark is very annoying. So Gungans, I'm not going to say they're a staple for defense, but they can have a use for offense. But I personally will probably throw them on defense this season. I had to throw in Omicron Qui-Gon Jinn because this team can take out a Gas team. It can take out a bunch of different teams. It's not, this is one of the most OG Omicrons there is, but it still finds a use in Kyber 1 no matter what. That Omicron paired with Anakin and Ki-Adi-Mundi is very strong. And even if you're not in Kyber 1, going to be a staple for one of your defensive teams. So I used 2 leftover Jedi so I can keep a Jedi Vanguard team intact, as well as keep my Kenobi with Rey and my Mace with JMK. So this is pretty much all leftovers. I still think they'll perform just as good. And the last team I have to include, which is probably going to be a shocker for you guys, is going to be a Phoenix team. Now, I personally don't have the Phoenix Datacron, but this will cause timeouts on certain teams. I don't know if Traya can take this out. There's a bunch of turns out of attack turns, and I've heard of people timing out against this team. So we're going to have to see. They're immune to instant defeats. Kanan's going to be very annoying and hard to get through. You can't get rid of the rest of them without getting rid of Kanan, I believe. So with the Focus Datacron, I think you're going to take out a bunch on offense and also get some defensive holds. They might cause timeouts. I'm serious. Like, Phoenix with that Datacron could be completely broken. We're going to have to see. I know players have it. You're going to see players with 4 maxed out Datacrons, or Focus Datacrons. So, going to be tough. Going to be a tough season, but I'm really excited for it. 3v3 was rough for me last season, so I'm hoping for a comeback. But I hope that this list helps you. I'm going to be using this for me going forward. So leave all your comments in the comment section down below. What team did I get right? What team would you include, or what team would you change up? Leave it all down in the comment section down below. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel to become a Knight of X. And I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you all.